Ooh, I'm really excited. I'm Devin. This is the Human Operating System. Last post, I asked you to make a deal with me that during 2011, you make the #1 priority in your life being at your best. And I said I'm going to offer some tools for that. And the first tool that I offered was another kind of barter arrangement with you, where every time you see this symbol, you relax. So what I want to do is start to explain how that works and why it works and what's the reason for it. Right? Because really what I want to do is make it so that in your life, you're set up to run your agenda rather than the agenda of the entire world around you. Right? I use this idea of the human operating system not because it's a real crunchy, fun, feel-good metaphor, right? Not anybody's, they're not getting up trying to cuddle up and be real sweet with their computers, because technology is not like that. The way that people are when they're really at rest, at their best, inside of themselves, it's like when you go out into nature, when you're in the forest for a few hours, or you're near the ocean, or there's some experience that, you have it and it just settles you. That's the experience I'm talking about. But the metaphor of the human operating system, the metaphor of being programmable is useful because we're constantly being programmed. And the more we learn about the brain, the more that's being leveraged to program us, right? Recently, as the fields of neuromarketing has really begun to get some traction, now we have political campaigns who are looking at what's the thing that's able to fire off the amygdala. What are the parts of the brain that fire off that make people respond to the messages that we're putting out? And they're finding that fear-based political ads work. Everyone says, I hate that stuff. I wouldn't vote for them. But then they vote for the person who ran the scare tactic political campaign and then said that they're going to make the people safe. Right? So they're learning how programming works, and they're just going to continue to use that on all of us. So we have to be aware of how programming works if we want to move through the world and protect our programming, protect who we are, and make it so that we're open to the signals that we want to be open to, and we don't accept signals that we don't want to be open to. Now, the #1 way to do this is to know what signals you want to be open to by knowing who you are and what you want in your life. And the way to begin that is to come back to yourself. Because you don't want to go, feel all crazy and tense and be like, oh, what do I want to do? And then from there decide, like, I need a new car. That'll make me feel good. Or a new girlfriend. That's not the way to do it. You don't want external things to be the things that settle you. What you do want are things that, as a culture, remind you that the most important thing is you being settled, you coming back to rest inside of yourself until that's all you ever are. You want to be that person when people talk about you, like, oh, they're so authentic, so genuine, like it's just who you see is who you get. That's who you want to be, and that is also where you're going to be most powerful, most persuasive, you want to say it that way. You're going to be most influential. You're going to be in line with the universe, and you're just going to flow. It's going to be wu-wei. So you think of things, and they just start to happen. Now, the way to do this is to be yourself. Unfortunately, none of the cultural programming, in at least in America, but really not in any countries that I've been to, is designed to help us do that. The signals are not designed to remind us to always be at our best, to always be ourselves, and to constantly reference that before making any important decisions. That's why this symbol is important, because it's giving us a simple way just to say, hey, this is something that's important. First and foremost, the most important thing for you is to just come to rest. Be at your best. Take a minute and breathe, and then make important decisions. Because it's from this place that you're going to make the decisions that actually serve you in your life and in creating the life that you want in 2011 and beyond. So that's just a little bit more about why we're going to be using this symbol. So I want to take this opportunity to just wind it in a little bit more. We'll get into more about how it works, and we're going to make it more effective for you so that you do this for yourself and you start to actually prioritize it. Of all of the companies in the world, none of them are saying, hey, be you first. Then buy the jeans. Then decide if these jeans are for you. Decide if this computer is for you. It's always, buy this car. Let me throw it in your brain. Put it in your brain. Put it in your brain. Put it in your brain. And then, through familiarity, you're like, I want that. That's what I want. So I want to do something different with you, which is to first and foremost get you to settle in and always reset into how you are when you're at your best before you make any important decisions. That's it for right now. Remember to relax, and I will leave you with your moment of Zen right here.